So I've seen people talk about Christianity in a light of Jew following prophecies. The Jew following prophecies are prophecies that Jews would follow Christ. But there are around 15 million people who follow Judaism that don't follow Christ, therefore Christianity must be false. Here's why that's fallacious. When you ignore the fact that when there's a bulk of the population that follow Christianity, you focus on the other bulk, which I guess are not bulk, they're halves, that don't follow Christianity. People want to prioritize why a prophecy is wrong to discredit a religion. People want to discredit religions in this anti-religion, atheistic world. But people forget that in the last 2,000 years, you go on records, you can see, be it force or persuasion, conversions happening. For example, in the first century, Jewish communities in Damascus, in Beirut, in Antioch, Jerusalem, and the Samaritan region, because I consider Samaritans biologically Israelites, and hey, their DNA test shows Israelite DNA, so I'm counting them as well. The entire cities have been tested with a Hebrew ethnic component. In Spain in 1492, we had forced conversions, which are unfortunate, but they still happen, uh, of Sephardic Jews converting to Christianity. One of my own ancestors fled Spain to England, and he converted to Christianity from Judaism, thank God. This was centuries ago, so I had not inherited his DNA, but I've inherited the ancestry and the knowledge that he existed. In Scandinavia, I remember hearing of three Jewish Lutheran however you say that word, pastors, Pastors. One of my favorite Jewish theologians, who is my favorite because he's a friend, is Joe, a friend of mine who hosts on the Young Anglican YouTube channel, and he's ethnically Jewish who follows Christianity. If you go to Berzeit, which is a Palestinian city of Christians, most of them have Jewish or Samaritan, maybe both, ancestry. Across Europe, due to both force and persuasion, millions of Jews converted to Christianity, not per year, but at a time of a century. So people think Christianity must be false because Judaism is not converted to Christianity. But in the Levant and in parts of Europe, there are cities of Jews who follow Christianity. In Jewish circles, they are called the B'nai Anusim. Um, which are Jews who follow Christianity. The most famous example of the B'nai Anusim are Sephardic Jews, because that's where most people think of. There are B'nai Anusim in Sicily, B'nai Anusim in London, B'nai Anusim in Netherlands and in the Rhineland, because across Europe, Jews don't just stay Jewish, many have converted to Christianity. Now, this may happen at a few individual cases, but I mean, it builds up over time. I've met many Christians who can claim Jewish descent, so it tells you that if you meet the right crowd in the right cities, it's in fact fallacious to say Christianity is wrong because Jews don't follow Christianity. Because that's looking at 15 million adherents of the Jewish religion, but not the unknown millions of adherents of the Christian religion of Jewish origin. Again, early Christianity mostly spawned from various Christian groups of Jewish origin. The first Christians were Jews from Antioch, from Athens, hell, even Ethiopian Jews. Rather, you don't regard them as Jew by race but by religion, you can find Jewish descendant communities. Say we follow the religion metric, not the race metric, because people mix, people migrate, people convert, so let's just go with the religion. The Cochin Jews early on converted to Christianity. That's why we have Kerala Jews. Many Ethiopian Jews converted to Christianity, and some Yemenite tribes converted to Christianity. While most Jews in the community may stay Jewish, a fraction will convert to Christianity and have children. Now imagine that fraction converts in hundreds of communities across the world. In Hungary, there was a famous Jewish rabbi who converted his family to Christianity. So it's the point that when you have the idea that Christianity can't be true because prophetically Jews got to follow Christianity in um, you see a lot of Jews who don't. It ignores that prophecy can be gradual. And also, last I checked, here in the United States, we have 6 million Jews. 1 million of them are actually Christian, according to a census. And if you believe that the first Christians were in Israel, Palestine, well, what do you think Palestinian Christians are? I mean, they're not black, they're not white. They have a swarthy complexion, and they've been in that region since the Bible recorded the first Christians. It's not a jump to guess that Palestinian Christians are overwhelmingly Hebrew Christians. Um, Jews who follow Christianity are usually just replace the moniker Jew with Hebrew, and to keep the words from confusing. People get the ethnonym Hebrew and the religious verb Jew confused sometimes. So to make a distinction, I'm saying Hebrew Christian. And it's not hard to find Hebrew Christians. I met many Hebrew Christians. One of my friends is a Anglican theologian or apologist. I know many Hebrew Christians online who follow Christianity. For example, Jew for Catholicism. He is a YouTuber Catholic Jew. A young Anglican. He's a Anglican Jew. And Redeemed Zoomer. He's a Presbyterian Jew. And you look in his comic sections of his videos, you get Jews who said they became Christian. Or Gentiles who talk about their Jewish ancestors that became Christian. The latter is more common. It's more common to meet a Gentile Christian with a Jewish ancestor than a Jew who follows Christianity. But records for just go online and look at the history of Jewish converts to Christianity. It's abundant. There are more abundance of Christians having Gentile origins, of course. But there are Jewish Christians. However, I will admit more Jews convert to Islam throughout history than Christianity. It's not hard to find Pashtuns or Arabs or Berbers who may talk about that one great 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 grandfather who's Jewish or grandmother. It's not that uncommon. In fact, I've met several. So you can easily meet a Gentile with Jewish ancestry. But meeting historical records of actual Jewish communities converted to Christianity, such as a quarter of Jews in Amsterdam, or how in the last Russian census, around a few million Russians can claim Jewish ancestry. Now, official records would say there are 15 million ethnic Jews, 15 million religious Jews worldwide. That does not include communities of Christianized and Gentilized Jews, because generally Christianity encourages Gentilization of Judaism because the book of Galatians. The book of Galatians basically says the Old Covenant is abrogated. That's why when Jews convert to Christianity and they read the book of Galatians, they usually just assimilate to the local Gentile culture.